The aroma of fresh kale and carrots from my garden fills my Georgia kitchen, a small comfort in a home that's starting to feel like a maze of deceit. I'm Dorothy, 66, and my days revolve around tending my vegetables and managing my diabetes with careful meals. But lately, my daughter-in-law Emily has been preparing special diet meals for my condition, insisting they're perfect for my blood sugar. Last week, I tasted an odd sweetness in her dishes, and my fatigue worsened. My heart raced. I saved a sample and sent it to a lab, and the results shattered my trust loaded with sugar, meant to harm. Someone in my family is sabotaging my health for money. Who? And why? Madison, Georgia is a town where peach orchards bloom and neighbors swap preserves at the farmer's market. My farmhouse, with its lush vegetable garden and sprawling fields, sits on the town's edge, its value soaring as developers eye our fertile land. To the community, we're a devoted family me, a widow who shares zucchini at the market, William, my 40-year-old son, an insurance agent with a steady charm, and Emily, his 37-year-old wife, a nutritionist whose expertise earns respect. We look like a snapshot of small-town life, but beneath the surface, something's festering. And those sugary meals are my first clue to a chilling financial betrayal. William and Emily moved in a year ago, after William's risky investments left him in debt. I welcomed them, glad to have my son close, and Emily's skills as a nutritionist seemed a blessing when she offered to cook diabetic-friendly meals. William supported it, saying her recipes would stabilize my health, his insurance background lending an air of practicality. I trusted them, savoring the colorful dishes each night, believing they were helping my diabetes. But over the past few months, dizziness crept in. My blood sugar spiked, and exhaustion plagued me. I blamed my condition, thinking my body was failing. But the sweet taste in Emily's meals woke me up. The lab's report, confirming dangerously high sugar levels, turned my gratitude into fear. I sit at my kitchen table, a jar of Emily's meal untouched, its contents gleaming with hidden danger under the lamp. My hands tremble as I recall Emily's warm smile when she served it, William's nod of approval as I ate. Emily's a nutritionist, with knowledge to manipulate food. But why would she risk my health? My farmhouse, now worth a fortune, could be a motive, or perhaps my savings, built over decades. But William, struggling with debt, could he be driving this? His financial woes pushing him to desperate measures? The thought of their betrayal, fueled by greed, feels like a weed choking my heart, stealing my breath. I step into my garden, the cool night air soothing my racing thoughts, the scent of basil grounding me. These vegetables, tomatoes, greens, carrots, are my pride. Each row nurtured through Georgia's humid summers with care, much like the family I've tried to nurture. But now, I see pests where I saw growth. I think of Mrs. Larson, who buys my eggplants at the market, last month. She leaned close and said, "Dorothy, watch that sun. Debt makes folks like William reckless." I laughed, but her words echo now. And Emily, who used to help me harvest beans, has been tense, her eyes avoiding mine when William mentions my health. What did I miss to make them turn? The lab report, hidden in my recipe box, is a stark alarm. I could confront them now, demand answers, but my instincts urge caution. If Emily's spiking my meals, and William's involved, they're counting on my trust, expecting me to remain the doting mother, the ailing widow. The sugar suggests a plan, perhaps to weaken my health, to claim my house, my savings, or something darker. I think of my late husband's pension, a steady fund I've saved, and this farmhouse, a developer's dream. Are they after that to settle William's debts? I won't let them win without a struggle. Tomorrow, I'll save Emily's meals, test more samples, and watch their every move to unearth the truth behind their care. I linger among my carrots, their earthy scent anchoring me in this moment of clarity. I've always been the caretaker, the one who sustains, but now I'm the one who must defend. The sweet taste wasn't a mistake, it's a signal, a threat from someone I love. I replay Emily's careful plating, William's quiet encouragement as I ate. Were they watching my strength fade, plotting their financial gain? I'm not ready to challenge them yet, but I'm awake, my senses sharp. This garden, this home, is my life's work, and I'll fight to protect it, no matter how deep their greed runs. I turn to you now, because I know you felt this, that moment when the ones you trust most seem to hide danger in their care. Have you ever questioned the food they swear is for your health? I'm just a woman from a small Georgia town, but I'm ready to uncover the truth. No matter how bitter it is, let me know where you're watching from today. And if you're new here, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to join our growing community. We're in this together. And trust me, this story is just beginning to take root. The morning sun bathes my Madison, Georgia, kitchen in a golden hue, illuminating the kale and carrots in my garden outside, but its warmth can't dispel the icy dread settling in my chest. I'm Dorothy, 66, and the lab report confirming high sugar levels in the special diet meals Emily made for my diabetes, now hidden in my recipe box, is proof someone in my family, my daughter-in-law Emily or my son William, is trying to sabotage my health for financial gain. Their warm smiles and cautious glances tell me they're watching for weakness, so I can't confront them yet. I've spent years nurturing my vegetables, spotting pests before they ruin the crop, and now I'll use that vigilance to uncover their plan. I sip my coffee, avoiding Emily's food, and start with quiet steps. Emily's in the kitchen, chopping greens, her nutritionist's precision almost too perfect. I watch her, noting how she guards the spice rack when I enter, her smile strained, feeling stronger. Dorothy, she asks, offering to make lunch with her special recipes. I decline, citing a stomachache, and see a flicker of tension in her eyes. William strolls in, his insurance agent's suit crisp, his cheer a touch too bright. I'm off to a client meeting, he says, patting Emily's shoulder before leaving. His ease feels forced, and I decide to dig into Emily's secrets first, then follow William to see what he's hiding. When the house is empty, Emily at her nutrition clinic, William at his insurance office, I slip into their bedroom. It feels wrong, invading their space, but the sugar threat outweighs my guilt. Emily's desk is cluttered with cookbooks, but under a stack of meal plans, I find a locked journal, its key tucked in a drawer. My hands tremble as I open it, revealing entries about keeping Dorothy stable and meeting V. Last week at the Peach Blossom Cafe in Athens, a cozy spot unfit for business. I snap photos of the pages, my mind racing. Is V a person? And is Emily plotting something beyond cooking? The journal hints at a financial motive tied to my farmhouse. I'm about to search more when I hear Emily's car in the driveway. Home early. I replace the journal and retreat to the kitchen, pretending to wash dishes. She's distracted, muttering about a client, but I notice a new jar of sugar-free seasoning on the counter. Its label suspicious. That night, I wait until they're asleep and examine the jar, finding a fine, sweet powder matching the lab's description. I save a sample, my resolve hardening. Emily's expertise makes her the likely culprit. But why my farmhouse, worth a fortune, could be a target to settle William's debts, or my savings. But William's role gnaws at me. His financial struggles feel too convenient. I decide to follow William, to see what his client meetings involve. The next day, I drive to Madison's town square, parking across from the Magnolia Diner, where I spot his car. William's inside, not at the office, sitting with a woman I recognize, Vanessa Holt, a bank loan officer who once offered to refinance my house. They talk closely, Vanessa handing him a folder, and I snap photos with my phone, my hands unsteady. Why is William meeting a banker I call my friend Martha, a lab technician who tested the meals? And describe the woman. Martha's voice drops. Vanessa's been pushing loans on properties like yours, and William's been seen with her at bank events. Be careful. Dorothy, the connection Emily, William, Vanessa, and my house feels like a trap tightening. That afternoon, I plant a small digital recorder in the kitchen, hidden behind a jar of dried basil. While they sleep, I retrieve it, listening in my garden under the moonlight. The recording captures William's voice. Low and tense, Vanessa says the loan's ready if her health fails soon. Emily's reply shocks me. The meals are working, her sugar's up, we're close. My stomach churns. They're not just risking my health, they're planning to force me out. Likely to sell my farmhouse or secure a loan to clear William's debts. The loan angle suggests a deeper financial scheme. And Emily's complicity is a knife in my heart. Back home, I keep up appearances, harvesting carrots while Emily cooks and William reviews policies. But my eyes catch every detail: Emily's hesitation when I skip her meal, William's quick glance when I claim nausea. Their silent exchange feels like confirmation. Later, I check the kitchen, finding another jar of the sugar-free seasoning. Its sweetness unmistakable. I send it to Martha for retesting, my heart heavy. The journal, the photos, the recording, they're building a picture of betrayal. But William's role breaks me. I think of him as my son, helping me plant tomatoes, his laughter warm. Now, he's part of a greedy plot, and I need to know how deep it goes. I sit in my garden, the stars bright above my kale, the seasoning jar, the journal entries. The loan, they're pieces of a puzzle pointing to a plan to take my home, my health, William's debt, Vanessa's banking scheme, Emily's complicity. It's a betrayal that cuts deep. I recall our last market day, when William carried my zucchini, his smile genuine. That son's gone, replaced by someone who sees me as a financial obstacle. I clutch the diner photos, my heart torn between love and rage. I'm not ready to confront them. But I'm watching, and I won't let them destroy me. This garden, this house, is mine, and I'll fight to keep it. The Georgia summer hums with cicadas outside my Madison farmhouse. The vibrant kale and carrots in my garden, a stark contrast to the greed poisoning my family. I'm Dorothy, 66, and the evidence piling up: sugar-laden special diet meals, Emily's journal, William's diner meeting with Vanessa. A recorded conversation sits locked in my recipe box, proof that my daughter-in-law Emily and my son William, with bank loan officer Vanessa Holt, are sabotaging my health to seize my farmhouse and savings. The photos of Emily's journal mentioning V and the recording about a loan haunt me, but I need more to unravel their financial scheme. My garden, once a sanctuary, now feels like a war zone, and I'm ready to fight, but I must be cunning to protect my harvest. I focus on William's dealings with Vanessa, whose diner meeting suggests a plot to leverage my property for a loan. That evening, William's in the living room, reviewing insurance claims, his phone buzzing relentlessly. I notice his briefcase, left ajar on the counter, a rare slip. When he steps out to take a call, I sift through it, finding a bank statement with a $2,000 transfer to V. Holt, dated last week, labeled consulting fee. My heart sinks. Is William paying Vanessa to orchestrate the loan? I pocket the statement, my mind racing. Are they spiking my meals to weaken me, ensuring I can't fight their financial grab? I decide to track William, to see where his client meetings lead. The next night, he announces a policy review, offering a quick grin before driving off. I wait 10 minutes, then follow in my sedan, keeping distance as his car heads not to an office but to a quiet bed and breakfast. The Cottonwood Inn, on Madison's outskirts. Vanessa's SUV is parked outside, her silhouette visible as William joins her in a meeting room. My throat tightens. I snap photos from my car. The cameras click, steadying my trembling hands. They're not just collaborators, they're conspiring. And my farmhouse, my health, is their prize. I need to know what they're planning at that B&B. I shift to Emily, whose journal and recorded comments suggest she's deeply involved. The next morning, I return to the Magnolia Diner, parking discreetly across the street. Emily's at a corner table. Vanessa across from her, their conversation intense. I zoom in with my phone, capturing Vanessa handing Emily a small jar similar to the sugar-free seasoning in my kitchen, which Emily tucks into her bag. My pulse races. Is it more sugar I need, that jar? I call Martha, my lab technician friend, and describe the exchange. Martha's voice is grim. Vanessa's been pushing loans on properties like yours, and Emily's been seen with her at bank events. Be careful. Dorothy. The link Emily, William, Vanessa, and my property feels like a noose tightening. That night, I plant another recorder in the kitchen. Hidden behind a jar of dried rosemary, while they sleep, I listen in my garden, the moonlight silvering my tomatoes. The recording captures William and Vanessa. Her voice sharp through a phone call. Emily's nervous. We need the loan signed soon. The meals aren't enough. William's reply chills me. I'll push her to add more sugar. She's fading fast. My stomach lurches. They're escalating, planning to cripple my health to secure the loan, with Emily lacing my food. The jar Vanessa gave her must contain more sugar, and I need to secure it. I confront Emily the next day, keeping my anger leashed. She's in the kitchen, prepping a salad, and I sit beside her, casually mentioning the meal's sweetness. What's in them, I ask, watching her closely. Her knife pauses, but she laughs it off. Just healthy spices. Dorothy. I press, noting my blood sugar spikes. Emily's composure cracks, her voice rising. You're imagining things. They're fine, but her eyes betray panic, and she hurries out, leaving her bag. I seize the chance, finding the jar inside a fine, sweet powder matching the lab's description. My blood runs cold. Emily's not just cooking, she's poisoning me. Part of a financial plot I need to dismantle. I visit Martha that afternoon, needing her steady perspective. She's appalled. Confirming the jar contains pure sugar, potentially lethal for a diabetic if consumed regularly. She urges me to go to the police, but I need more to ensure William and Vanessa can't slip away. Martha connects me with a forensic accountant to trace the loan's financial trail. Back home, I save Emily's meals, hiding samples in a jar. And notice William's frustration, his eyes narrowing when I skip dinner, claiming nausea. Emily's quieter, her guilt evident, but she still defends William, raising my doubts. The jar, the photos, the recording, they're building a case. But William's role breaks me. I think of him as my son, sharing market days with me. His smile warm. Now, he's part of a greedy scheme, and I need to know how deep it goes. I sit in my garden, the stars bright above my carrots, the sugar jar, the journal, the B&B. They're pieces of a puzzle pointing to a plan to take my home, my health, William's debts, Vanessa's loan scheme, Emily's complicity. It's a betrayal that cuts deep. I recall our last market trip, when Emily helped me sell greens, her laugh genuine. That daughter-in-law's gone, replaced by someone who sees me as a financial obstacle. I clutch the bank statement photos, my heart torn between love and fury. I'm not ready to face them fully, but I'm close, and I won't let them think I'm frail. My gardens survived pests, and I'll survive this, stronger than they know. The Georgia dusk paints my Madison garden in soft hues, but the vibrant kale and carrots can't mask the greed festering within my family. I'm Dorothy, 66, and my vegetable patch, once a haven of growth, now stands witness to a sinister financial plot. The evidence: sugar-laden special diet meals, Emily's journal, William's bank statement, a recorded conversation, and a jar of sweet powder sits locked in my recipe box. Proof that my daughter-in-law Emily, my son William, and bank loan officer Vanessa Holt are sabotaging my health to seize my farmhouse and savings. The bank statement linking William to Vanessa and the recording about a loan drive me, but I need William's truth to dismantle their scheme. I'm not the frail mother they plan to weaken. I'm a tomato vine, rooted deep, ready to uproot their lies. I target William, whose diner meeting with Vanessa and recorded comments suggest he's a key player, driven by debt or coercion. I invite him to the garden at twilight, claiming I need help harvesting carrots, my voice steady to conceal my intent. He arrives, his insurance agent's tie loose, his eyes shadowed with tension. I kneel by a kale bed, trowel in hand, and ask casually about our family's finances, watching him closely, just managing. "Mom," he mumbles, his fingers fidgeting with the leaf, betraying nerves. I press gently, mentioning my rising blood sugar, and his face pales. "William, I know the meals are full of sugar," I say, my tone firm but low. "Tell me everything, or we're done." His composure crumbles, tears welling as he sinks to the soil, his voice breaking in the quiet garden. William's confession spills out, his words choked with regret. "Vanessa's pushing us. She said the meals would just tire you, not hurt you." He reveals Emily's cooperation, manipulated by Vanessa's promises to clear his debts if they could secure a loan against the farmhouse. William thought the sugar would only cause temporary fatigue, convincing you to relinquish control of your assets, unaware it could trigger a diabetic crisis until I mentioned the lab test. Vanessa offered a cut of the loan to save his failing investments. "I'm so sorry. Mom," he cries, gripping my arm. My heart aches for my son, but trust is a fragile sprout. "Prove it," I say, my voice unwavering. "Help me stop them, or you're as guilty as they are." William nods, trembling, agreeing to cooperate, but I question whether his remorse is genuine or a desperate bid to save himself. I deepen my investigation, needing more to trap Emily and Vanessa. I plant another recorder in the dining room, hidden in a potted fern, its leaves concealing my secret. Late that night, I listen in my garden, the moonlight casting silver across my eggplants. The recording captures Emily and Vanessa, her voice sharp through a phone call. William's wavering. "We need to push the loan now. The sugar's too slow." Emily's reply freezes me. "I'll add more to her meals. She's already weak." My knees buckle, the betrayal cutting deeper. They're escalating, planning to push me into a health crisis to secure the loan, with William as their reluctant accomplice. His confession gives me leverage, but I need to ensure he won't falter under Emily's influence or Vanessa's pressure. I meet Martha the next morning, needing her calm perspective to anchor my resolve. She's horrified, confirming the jar's sugar content could induce diabetic complications within weeks if I hadn't stopped eating Emily's meals. She urges me to contact the authorities, but I explain I need William's testimony to make the case airtight, and I'm uncertain of his loyalty. Martha connects me with a cybersecurity expert to trace Vanessa's financial transactions, hoping to link them to the loan. Back home, I save Emily's meals, hiding samples, and notice William's agitation, his eyes narrowing when I skip dinner, claiming indigestion. Emily's subdued, her guilt evident in her hunched posture, but she still calls William dear, raising my doubts. The jar, the recordings, the diner photos. They're a net closing around them. But William's allegiance is my weakest link. I tail Vanessa to her bank in Madison, parking discreetly across the street, my heart pounding. She's meeting a developer, gesturing with a folder likely containing loan documents for my house. I snap photos, my hands steady despite the fury inside. Overhearing her mention closing the deal next week, I feel a surge of urgency. Back home. I search Emily's kitchen, finding a hidden note from Vanessa. Emily more sugar. Loan by month's end. The note. The loan. William's role. It's a calculated strike to end my health and claim my legacy. I think of William at our last harvest, helping me pick beans. His smile warm. His garden tears suggest remorse, but I need him to prove it beyond words. I confront William again, privately in the kitchen, showing him the note. This is their plan. I say, my voice low but sharp. You're either with me to stop them, or you're with them, ruining me. He sobs, swearing he'll help, offering to retrieve Vanessa's emails from Emily's laptop. I agree, but my trust is a thin thread. I sit in my garden, the stars twinkling above my carrots, their resilience mirroring my own. The note, the photos, the recordings. They're my arsenal. But William's cooperation is a gamble I must take. Emily's sabotage. Vanessa's greed. William's complicity. It's a betrayal that cuts to my core. Mrs. Larson's warning about William was a lifeline, guiding me through this storm. I'm close to ending their scheme, but I need William to hold firm, and I'll summon every ounce of cunning to face Emily and Vanessa without losing him or my health. The Georgia night drapes my Madison garden in a quiet hush. The stars above my kale a faint beacon against the greed poisoning my home. I'm Dorothy, 66, and my vegetable patch, once a vibrant cradle of growth, now stands witness to a family's sinister financial plot. The evidence: sugar-laden special diet meals, Emily's journal, William's bank statement, recorded conversations, a jar of sweet powder, and Vanessa's note sits locked in my recipe box. Proof that my daughter-in-law Emily, my son William, and bank loan officer Vanessa Holt schemed to ruin my health for my farmhouse and savings. William's tearful garden confession, vowing to help expose them, is my leverage. But I must act decisively to end their dangerous plan. I'm not the frail mother they planned to destroy. I'm a carrot, rooted deep, ready to reclaim my legacy with unyielding resolve. I orchestrate a dinner at my home, inviting William, Emily, and Vanessa, framing it as a family financial planning session to lower their guard. The dining room, with its oak table and vase of fresh tomatoes, transforms into a courtroom under the chandelier's soft glow. William sits tensely, his eyes flicking to me, his role as my ally fragile but pivotal. Emily sips sweet tea, her nutritionist's poise strained, unaware of my trap. Vanessa, posing as a bank consultant, exudes confidence, oblivious to my knowledge. I've invited Martha's friend, Ellen, a property fraud lawyer, who sits quietly, her presence a legal shield. I serve collard greens and cornbread, steering the conversation to my health struggles, noting Vanessa's eager nod. My heart races, but my resolve is unbreakable. Halfway through, I place the jar of sugary powder on the table, its granules glinting menacingly. Emily, what's this I demand, my gaze piercing? Emily's glass clinks, her face paling. Just a seasoning. Dorothy. She stammers, her voice unsteady. I produce the lab report, my tone calm but sharp as a blade. It's pure sugar. Emily. I tested it. William gasps. His distress rehearsed, and Vanessa's smile cracks, her eyes narrowing. I play the dining room recording. Emily's voice clear. Add more to her meals, she's already weak. Vanessa's recorded push for the loan echoes, and the room grows heavy with guilt. You tried to kill me, I say, turning to William. But you're not alone. I reveal the journal entries, diner photos, and Vanessa's note urging more sugar. Vanessa interrupts, accusing William, but I nod to Ellen, who presents a legal affidavit. I've blocked the loan. I declare, my voice steady, my assets are locked, and this evidence is with my lawyer. ready for a fraud and assault lawsuit. William, as planned, speaks, his voice cracking. Vanessa used Emily. She said the sugar was harmless, just to tire you out. His confession, sealed in our garden, turns Vanessa ashen, her fists clenching. Emily lunges at William, shouting. You knew, but Ellen intervenes, citing financial fraud and attempted harm, her legal authority a quiet thunder. I face Emily, my voice like tempered steel. Leave my house tonight, or face charges. She staggers out, Vanessa trailing. Her arrogance shattered, their scheme in ruins. William's tears confirm his choice to stand with me, though his complicity lingers like a bruise. Ellen assures me the evidence is robust for a lawsuit, protecting my farmhouse without public spectacle, preserving my dignity. I turn to William, my tone firm yet heavy with sorrow. You helped me, William, but you broke my heart. Stay, but prove your loyalty through actions, or leave. He nods, sobbing, vowing to rebuild trust. I walk to my garden, the moonlight bathing my carrots, their resilience mirroring my own. I'm staying here, I say to the night, because this is my home, and no one steals it. I've restored my farmhouse as a family sanctuary, hosting gardening workshops to share my love of vegetables, a symbol of healing. Emily faces a lawsuit, her nutrition career tainted. While Vanessa's banking license is under review, William's redemption is his burden, his daily efforts his penance. I've safeguarded my health, my home, and no one will exploit me again. I stand among my eggplants, their scent grounding me in this moment of triumph. The sugar was meant to break me, but I tasted the sweetness and fought back. I reflect on the decades I gave William and Emily, the love I poured into a family that faltered under greed. But I'm unbroken, a basil plant thriving in tough soil, my roots unyielding. Madison's whispers will fade, and my workshops will flourish, a testament to my strength. Emily and Vanessa underestimated me, but William's choice to confess offers a fragile hope for mending. Those scars remain. I've reclaimed my legacy, my health, and I'll grow. Stronger than they ever imagined. I turn to you, because you've walked this storm with me. Betrayal from those you cherish for money wounds deeply, but it doesn't have to define you. I tasted the sugar and stood tall, and you can too. What would you do if your family hid poison in their care for profit? Share your thoughts in the comments, because your voice matters. If you're new here, like and subscribe to join our community. Next time, we'll uncover a secret buried in an old basement suitcase, a tale of lies and redemption you won't want to miss. I'm Dorothy, rooted in Madison, stronger than they ever dreamed. Thank you for being here.